Hello, it's now Masters. Today I'll be sharing my new invented leaning tips that I have been experimenting on, and it might change engagements forever. However, please remember that these tactics are still being tested on and are not ready to be used in an official match until I make an announcement video about it. If you're curious, feel free to continue watching. Anyways, let's get into the video. Peekaboo leaning. Peekaboo leaning is a type of shotgun tactic where a player appears, disappears, and reappears by stopping their lean during a manual pump and only resumes after completing the pump. Here's how it works. First, lean out of cover. Second, fire your shot. And third, stop your lean while you perform the manual pump. Once the pump animation finishes, resume leaning and repeat. This tactic is useful if you want to be tricky against your opponents and reduce the chance of getting hit. Most players who lean usually stay exposed during their manual pump instead of stopping their lean, which is the main reason why they can take a lot of damage. This tip requires perfect timing. If you mess it up, you'll have a hard time winning engagements and even lose. Here's a clip of me performing it.
Beide feindlichen Sturmsoldaten. Das war nicht der Augenblick. Jetzt ein Leon.
Wir verlieren das Ziel Bertha.
Now, the reason why it's tested is because I want to see its strengths and weaknesses, like whether it's useful against a group of enemies, or if you want to bait your opponent chasing you into your trap. I'm still figuring out on what it can or cannot do, so I'll keep you all updated on that. Slicing the pie. Contextual leaning version. Now, everyone knows what this tactic is. Instead of exposing yourself to every angle at once, you clear the area by checking each angle one small piece at a time. This is done by backing away from the corner to avoid being spotted first because of geometry, of course, and then you slowly reveal only half of your body, piece by piece. However, in the contextual leaning version, it's different. Here's how it works. First, approach the corner of a door frame. Lean out to check the angle. After scanning the angle, stop leaning. Tap the movement key towards the side you leaned from, since leaning in this game is not manual, and then repeat the entire thing. I didn't do it on real matches yet, but here's an example clip instead. I'm still considering testing this tip, including in real matches, because I want to know whether it really works on most situations or some situations. Who knows, it might be useful for players who want to check angles without getting killed by a corner camper or a player hiding somewhere in the room without having to expose yourself for a brief moment like other FPS games that doesn't feature leaning. Glitch leaning. Now, glitch leaning is a leaning tactic that's kind of hard for me to explain what it's used for, but I'll try my best to explain it. Here's how to do it. Approach the corner, but this time, instead of simply holding the right click to lean, just double right click. This will cause your character's body to not expose more of their body when you lean. Here's a comparison between regular leaning and glitch leaning. You can tell by POV differences. This is the part where I struggle to explain its usefulness, but again, I'll try my best to explain it. This tip is especially useful for small covers. For example, in this clip, this cover is too small for me to reduce my body with regular leaning. If I attempt to regular lean, my waist and arm will stick out, making it more likely for my opponents to hit me. Glitch leaning solves this by double clicking to reduce my body as much as I can. Here's a comparison again. I can't test this technique alone because I don't know if what I see on my own screen is the same thing another player sees from their perspective. My POV can be misleading sometimes and it might not work properly in real matches. I kind of need help on that. Anyways, that's the entire invented leaning tactics I wanted to share with you today. Again, please remember that these techniques are still in the experimental phase. They're not ready for real gameplay use yet. However, if you do use these techniques in real matches, you can send me clips of you performing it. This will help me see whether the techniques work, don't work, or if there's something I need to correct. I'd really appreciate it because it will help speed up the process of testing and improving these tactics. You can either join my main Discord server or my new server, Test Tactics. From there, you can send me the clips either through a DM or in the public chat so I can start analyzing. By the way, I want to shout out to these two people for joining Test Tactics. Thank you for joining and becoming an OG to the server. If you're interested in joining, the link is in the description below. Make sure you join to get the OG role. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a like, and if you enjoy my content, hit the subscribe button. It will really help me out and you'll be notified if these techniques are officially ready. If not, it's not really a problem. Feel free to watch other people's videos if you want. No pressure. Have a good day, evening, or night, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.